A long time ago, a mysterious group of knights won more land than the King of France. They had their own banks and even paid for wars without fighting them. But here's the crazy part. There might still be a hidden vault connected to them, and it's been untouched for hundreds of years. No one really knows what's inside. So, take a seat, because here comes history. Who were the Templars? Let's go back to the 12th century. Europe was in full crusade mode. Kings and knights were marching off to the Holy Land to reclaim it from Muslim control. That's where the Knight Templar first show up. Officially founded around 1119, they were supposed to be humble warriors monk. You know, poor, holy, loyal. They took vows of poverty, obedience, and chastity. They wore simple white robes with red crosses, and their whole mission? Protect Christian pilgrims heading to Jerusalem. Sounds noble, right? But don't let the poverty part fool you. Within a few decades, the Templars were holding in wealth. Not just swords and horses. We are talking castles, fleets, and financial empire that spanned continents. Their secret to wealth. Now here's the thing. The Templars didn't get rich by raiding or looting. They got smart. Really smart. They basically invented the medieval version of a bank. Imagine, you're a nobleman traveling from Paris to Jerusalem, carrying a chest of gold across pirate-infested seas and vanity hidden roads. Not ideal. So what did the Templars do? They created a system where you could deposit your money at the Templars outpost in Europe, get a written recipe, and then withdraw the same amount, or something close, once you reach the Holy Land. They also lent money to kings, and when you're lending gold to monarchs, you're not just wealthy, you're powerful. They charge interest too, but they were clever. Officially, Christians weren't supposed to charge interest. It was considered sinful. So the Templars used fees and penalties to work around it. Classic loophole. Property, power, and politics. Their wealth didn't just stay in gold coins. The Templars started acquiring land, a lot of it. Farms, vineyards, mills, even whole towns. They didn't protect pilgrims anymore. They ran entire economies. By the end of the 13th century, they had their own navy, control ports, and had Templars outposts stretching from England to Syria. Think of it like a medieval mega-corporation, but with swords, holy missions, and secret rituals. And here's where the thing gets even more interesting, because when you've got that much power, you start making enemies. The beginning of the end. Let's fast forward to early 14th century. France was broke. King Philip IV won the Templars a ton of money, and he didn't like that they were basically untouchable. He couldn't tax them, he couldn't control them, and he sure couldn't afford to pay them back. So he did what a lot of kings do when they need cash. He made an enemy look guilty. On Friday the 13th, yeah, that's where the superstition comes from. Philip ordered mass arrests of the Templars in France. He accused them of heresy, blasphemy, worshiping strange idols, and all kinds of weird stuff. Was any of it true? Probably not. But under torture, many confessed to anything. The Pope, under pressure from Philip, dissolved the order. Some Templars were executed, many imprisoned, and their property was transferred to other groups. Though a lot of it just vanished, and that, supposedly, was the end of the Templars. But here's the twist. While most people were busy watching trials and burnings, whispers started spreading that some Templars escaped, that they took their treasure and vanished into the shadows, and that the real fortune was never found. It really makes you wonder. If you had to hide a massive treasure in 14th century, where you would put it? A remote island? A hidden chamber under a church? Or maybe somewhere no one would ever expect? Drop your theory in the comments. I'd love to hear where you think the Templars stashed their gold. And hey, if you're enjoying the mystery so far, don't forget to hit that like button too. Let's keep the story alive together. The Legend of the Lost Treasure. People have been searching for the Templars' treasure over 700 years. Some believe it's hidden beneath old Templars commanderies in France. Others say they smuggled it into Scotland, specifically in Rosslyn Chapel, which is loaded with mysterious carvings and symbols. Then there's the theory that some fled to Portugal, or even to the New World. There they carried gold, relics, sacred scrolls, maybe even the Holy Grail. One theory even links them to Oak Island in Nova Scotia, that wild treasure hunt you've probably seen on TV. Why? Templar symbols were supposedly found there. Coincidence? Maybe, but the mystery just won't go away. And the best part? Nobody's ever found a solid proof of what happened to their gold. How rich were they really? Let's try to break it down. The Templars had land across Europe and the Middle East. They had crops, cattle, industries, taxes, banking fees, and political influence. Some estimators say they were worth hundreds of millions in today's money. Possibly more. They weren't just rich, they were ultra wealthy, like medieval billionaires. But here's what really sets them apart. It wasn't just about money, it was about the network. Their commanderies were connected like a spider web. Safe houses, coded messages, secret routes. If someone wanted to disappear or hide a fortune, they had the tools to make it happen. Did any of it survive? So, what happened to surviving Templars? Some were absorbed in the other knightly orders. Others vanished into history. But legends say that a core group kept secrets alive. Some say they became the Freemasons. Others think they continued in secret societies, influencing politics, trades, and war from the shadows. And what about the fortune? Well, some treasure hunters claim they found Templars artifacts, swords, coins, seals. But the big score? Still out there. Maybe buried under cathedral, maybe hidden in the Vatican, or maybe it was never a gold at all. Maybe the real treasure was something even more valuable. The secret that bought silence. Here's a crazy idea. What if the Templars didn't just have money? They had knowledge. We are talking ancient texts, lost scriptures, maps to unknown places. If they had access to early wisdom, maybe even something they found in Jerusalem, that would explain why kings and popes were so nervous. What if the real reason they were taken down wasn't just debt? What if they knew too much? It's the king of idea that keeps conspiracy theorists and historians up at night. And honestly, that's what makes Templars so fascinating. You can dig through records, visit ruins, trace routes, but there's always something just out of reach. From legend to pop culture. Today the Templars are everywhere. In books, games, movies, Assassin's Creed, the Da Vinci Code, Indiana Jones. They all tap into that same feeling. That behind the curtain of history, there is a secret waiting to be uncovered. Sure, we don't know where the goal is, but maybe that's the point. The mystery is the treasure. It keeps the story alive, century after century, and every now and then someone finds a symbol, a map, a forgotten document, and the hunting begins all over again. So, how did the Templars become medieval billionaires? They weren't just warriors, they were innovators, strategists, bankers, and maybe even keepers of something deeper. They used the chaos of war to build a system that made them rich, and then used that wealth to build power. And when the world turned against them, they vanished like smoke, leaving behind whispers, symbols, and an empty vault waiting to be found. Makes you wonder, did they really lose? Or did they just move into the shadows, where the real power lives? If this thought pulled you in and you want more hidden chapters from history, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Got a strange event, secret project, or forgotten place you think we should cover next? Drop in the comments. I'm always reading. Thanks for watching. And just as you took the seat, now you take the story with you. Bye.